Hi, this is Michelle Nyong'o, and I'm the owner and counselor of Stride Wellness. I am actually coming to you from my vehicle today because I'm in Vernon with my daughter for soccer, but I've been thinking a lot about something and I thought, well, it's Wednesday and I've been really busy trying to get content together for a webinar series that I'm doing, and I haven't been regularly posting Wellness Wednesday vlogs like I had been before. And I thought, okay, well, something's come to mind. And I think this is a perfect time for me to go over what it is that I wanted to talk about today. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to pose questions live and I will do my best to answer them. And if you catch this recording at a later time, you can add the questions at the bottom in the comment section. And I will make sure to post this on my blog, which is located on my website, www.stridewellness.org/blog. So it seems that many sad, overwhelming, tragic, and traumatizing events have occurred recently. I think I can speak for a lot of people who are being caught off guard by the meaningful impact of these occurrences on their lives. Some examples include the Vegas shooting massacre, the Harvey Weinstein sexual assault charges, and today, Canada lost a music icon and legend, Gord Downie. Social media and the internet have brought news to us instantaneously in a manner that is repetitive, detailed, and with the rise in popularity of video, it has become visually graphic. This leaves us with bombarding negative imagery and news stories. Sometimes we experience confusing physical, emotional, and mental responses. Today, I want to share with you my thoughts on this. So if you're just joining me, again, my name is Michelle Nyong'o from Stride Wellness, and we are here discussing the negative impact of current events for today's episode of Wellness Wednesday. So let's get started. Have you found yourself feeling unusually rattled following any of the recent events in the media? Did the Vegas shooting leave you nervous, scared, worried, or with an unexpected emotional reaction? If so, feel free to comment with a little hands up emoji. What about Harvey Weinstein? I know there are people who have been triggered by these events. It's also been evident by all the Me Too's that the social reaction to this story has been far-reaching. Today, when I saw Gord Downie had died, I felt heavy-hearted and thought to myself, why? Why does everything seem to be sliding downhill? There are times when I don't even want to check the news or social media because I think, what now? This got me to thinking, what's leading to this? Why do I want to cry when I see stories or posts about people that I don't even know? Why does it follow me throughout the day? After much thought, I concluded, in part, it has to do with the loss of something intangible, which has an accompanying grief and mourning of that loss. So please bear with me here for a minute as I try to explain to you my train of thought, and I'm going to do that over 3 points. The first is, grief is a natural reaction to loss. That means it's a normal response to losing something we have connected to. Number 2, grief can result from the loss of over 40 different types of things. So we typically associate it with a loss of a life, and that is true. However, we can grieve a loss of many things. Grief can follow a divorce, job termination, or a move. What we don't typically identify is the loss of intangibles, things like safety, trust, security, or freedom. Losing an intangible, such as safety or security, can lead to grief in a similar way to losing anything else. And point number 3, grief impacts us in 3 different dimensions of our lives. I go over this in detail in my free webinar available to the public. You can enroll on my website, stridewellness.org/impact of grief. But for right now, in the sake of brevity, we have a variety of responses to grief that many people are surprised to learn are associated with grief. They often attribute these responses to a variety of other factors, such as stress, fatigue, or some kind of ailment. In fact, a large percentage of people have signs and symptoms of unresolved grief they don't know is attributable to grief. Remember what I said in point 1. Grief is a normal response to losing something of importance or connectedness to ourselves, and it's not pathological. So when I feel my physical safety threatened because of Vegas or Weinstein, and I have accompanying grief at the loss of my security, that's normal. We may grieve, even if it's just for a short time, because we can empathize with the individuals who are impacted by the events in the news or in our news feeds. Even though we may not be directly impacted, we are indirectly impacted. Who can't empathize with a large group of people in a crowd, even if it's not a country music festival, but a concert of any kind, or a sporting event, or an outdoor market? We can picture ourselves in that situation. We then feel heartbreak for the victims, their families, and friends. And then on top of it, we add that personal connection to it. That could be me. It could be you. And these events, for me anyways, are a stark reminder that not every place is going to be a safe space. That man who shot like a coward from 32 floors up took away a sense of my safety. What Harvey Weinstein represents to me is a reminder that I can't jog or go for a walk early in the morning or late at night alone. I scan rooms when I enter them because there are real threats and I may need to exit them quickly. There are power differentials, and places like work can and still are locations where sexual assault occurs. And I didn't always feel that way, but he reminds me that along the way, I have lost a childlike sense of safety or security. And I think that for many people, that has become the case. For others, it has an entirely different impact and influence on their day as it trudges up the atrocities they faced or they continue to face. Gord Downie's passing is the loss of a life that impacted people in an amazingly positive way, whether it was through his music, his efforts towards reconciliation, or etc. We connect to him. Many of us connect to him through our memories, and now he's gone. Even if you didn't know him personally, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to mourn him. It's okay to feel grief. It's normal. If you had a connection to him in some way, such as his music being part of the soundtrack of your life, it's natural to feel sad today and for days to come. Feeling a sense of sadness, sorrow, overwhelm, anger, frustration, or any physical, emotional, or mental reaction to grief as a result of what we watch and read isn't a cause for alarm. If it is an impediment to our life in any way, such as preventing us from working, having positive relationship experiences, or it becomes a barrier to our happiness, then it's time to evaluate whether we need assistance in addressing it. So how can we overcome this? How can we deal with the regular negative or emotionally charged current events that we see on news media or in our news feeds on social media? I'm going to give a few suggestions, and maybe you have some more that you want to add yourself. The first is take breaks from social media sites and the news for at least short periods of time. Give yourself a little break from the bombardment. Number 2, allow yourself the time to grieve things by mourning the loss. That might mean feeling the emotions present, talking with a friend, writing in a journal or a group chat, or whatever you need to do for yourself. Number 3, be the good in the world. When something negative happens and it touches you in a negative way, reach out and do something positive for someone else. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It can be something super small, but I'm sure you'll find it will lift your spirits and it might have an awesome ripple effect. So that's my time for today. If you want to reach me, I'm on Facebook. You can also catch me on Twitter, and my Twitter handle is Wellness Stride. For anyone that has an interest in grief and loss, or is interested in working through some things in that respect, I invite you to join my free webinar. I will post a link to the sign up page in the comments section below. Again, thank you for watching. Please like and share with anyone who may benefit from this video segment. I'd like to sign off with a quote from the late Gord Downie. It would be hard for me now at this age and stage to leave a song without a glimmer of hope. I always like to have a glimmer of hopefulness, even in collapse. Take care and be well.